I got 4 lenses. I have 2 cameras. In order to get, well, let me just show you each lens. This is the 40mm f2.5G. There's a lens hood on it. Look how tiny and compact this lens is. Same thing with the Nikon. No lens hood. I do have lens hood, but it's the bigger than that. But look at the size of these compact lenses. Okay. So the Sony has an aperture ring. This one doesn't, but they both have a manual focus ring. Click on, click off on the Sony. And this is a G. And it can be programmed where it has a button on there. And then autofocus, manual focus. This is a premium lens compared to a cheaper one from Nikon. But they both look the same. If you look at it, the lens or the glass is bigger on the Nikon. Okay. TT Artisans is the one I've been using. So this is a Sony's a 40mm 2.5. This is a Nikon, which is a Z mount, and it's an f2. But so is the TT Artisans. But look how small it is. And the glass is just a little bit smaller than the Nikon, but bigger than the Sony. Okay. It also has an aperture ring, but there's no on and off for the clicky, and it does have a focus ring. So you can probably hear that. But the smallest I have, and it's still small, but if I take off her camera, the Voigtlander 40mm f2, or I'm sorry, an f1.4, okay, is the smallest. And yet weighs the same as the Nikon. And the Nikon weighs more than the Sony. Yeah, Nikon's the heaviest. But this is the second heaviest. It's all metal and glass. And as you can see, there's an aperture ring on here. It clicks also, but not as much. And then of course the focus for manual. This is a manual focus lens. So I was asked, how can a manual focus lens work on autofocus cameras? Shouldn't it just stay as a manual focus? Well, you have to get an adapter. So with the Sony, which I have the A7V right here, if I open up this tech card, and it's the LM EA9. You open it up. Now, two things. There's a rear lens cap, and you got to hit this switch right here to open up the adapter to get off lens cover. Then you look for the red dot or the Sony, which is right there. You turn clockwise to lock it in. Once that's in, see the red dot to this red dot for Leica, just turn it clockwise also. So, first important thing for the focusing is through the adapter. It just moves back and forth. So, whatever you put in aperture, priority, auto, shutter, manual. Okay, in order to get autofocus, you got to put this at infinity. Not over here in the middle or anything, but infinity. And that's for autofocus. If not, you just put manual focus in and that would work. So, just to show you, I'm going to turn it on. I am going to hit the autofocus back button on, and you can see how it works. Let me point to something else. See, I can hear it moving, and it's focusing. Same effect with the Nikon. All right. Different sizes of the adapters, but it's the same principle. Okay. So, let's see. I think, yeah, you have to do it like that. And then the same thing here. Just, then you move the lens cap off. There we go. Same thing. Now, you look for the red dot, which is usually by the contacts. So red dot to right here, which is a white dot, but there we go. Counterclockwise on this one. And then you just put on, now to get this and keep the adapter on, you just counterclockwise to put on or take off. And then the same thing here. Okay, so the red dot to the red dot here. Now, I was using this lens for manual focusing. It did not work too well. So if I go into function, an AFS is good. You do AFC also, but I usually set it to AFS, but I just wanted to show you the difference. Okay. See, AFC works pretty good. Right, but if I showed you to AFS, you can see a little green light for focusing. So I just want to show that to you. And then of course for manual focusing, you can go like this. And then using this part right here, it slides very easily. You can see it, a green light come on. That means it's in focus. You just take a picture and then you view it. And look at that, clear. Now, my hand was shaking a little bit, but still, that's how it works. So, with all that said and done, I got some photographs I can compare. Show this one more time. Bye, folks.